How you doing? How you doing? Ryan Latham here, wanting to talk today a little bit about um, a hot topic that everyone's kind of talking about in the church right now, which is online campus pastors, online uh, pastoring. What does it look like? What is that going to be? What should it include? All that kind of stuff. And so I want to tell you that I've got good news for you. Slingshot Group today just released a new white page talking about releasing the online campus pastor. Okay. So I've been talking to people about what does the future of youth ministry look like? What does the future of children's ministry look like? What does the future of campus pastor look like? What does it all look like? And, there's still a lot of questions for sure. One of the biggest things that pretty much everyone can agree on, though, is that it is definitely going to include a high level of um, online content continuing. As people are continuing to come in, you're going to have your live audience, but then you're also going to have your people that stay online, right? So for quite a while, we're going to have this adjustment. I know quite a few people are starting to crack open the doors a little bit and start having some people join them for online service, or sorry, in-person services through drive-in services or even modified in-person in the seat services. And so people are still are opening the door. There's still a lot of churches that aren't open. I talked to a couple of churches today that were like kind of in the Chicago area, and they're saying they're not open until probably the middle of next month. So they've got another 2, 3, 4 weeks before they open up. But quite a few churches, most churches that I'm talking with, at least in the middle America, even some on the coast, are beginning to open up for modified, reservation, um, you know, about half capacity or even less than that for in-person services. And so what does that look like as you are now merging into some online, some in person? How do you navigate that? And most people are saying that they're really feeling like this online campus pastoring or online experiences need to continue to be very strong moving forward. So again, today, Slingshot Group released their white page called Release the Online Campus Pastor, talking about what does it look like? Why do you need to continue to highly think about this online campus pastor? What does that look like? Well, let me tell you a little bit about it. You can go and read it, but let me tell you a little bit. So basically, there's 3 points as to why or what you should be thinking about. One is the online campus pastor prepares for the people who show up at your digital front door, right? A lot of people are saying that digital is the new front door. That most people are going to be visiting your church for the first time through digital streams. Most people are going to be visiting, checking out your campus, checking out your church, checking it out through digital means first. That by the time before they even drive into the parking lot of your church, they've already checked out a service. They've already checked out some Facebook posts or some Instagram posts or whatever it might be. They've already done some of that initial work to check out your church before they even drive onto the property of your campus. So you've got to begin to think before that of how do we create a digital front door that captivates people before they even step foot or even drive onto our parking lot. And that's what a online campus pastor can do for you, is that they're thinking about what does that online experience look like for somebody who's just checking it out, right? I know for me, if I were to move into a new area, I don't know that I would just drive to a church. I would go and stalk their Facebook. I'd stalk their website. I'd probably watch some services before interacting with all those kinds of things long before I ever drove my family in the car and checked it out, right? Just huge risk. You're already there. You've got the kids all packed up. Huge risk, right? So much safer for you to just check it out through the front door of digital means. So again, this online campus pastor is going to be your new front door, which again is going to be huge. The second thing is the online campus pastor cares for people who show up in your digital environments. So now this campus pastor is not only your front door, but beginning to actually care for those that are engaging on online. For the most part, before COVID, majority of churches were just broadcasting, Facebook living, even on their own website, just kind of the service as is, and they just kind of put it up there. Some churches went to the next level and had some volunteers that maybe kind of interacted a little bit here and there with some of the people. But for the most part, most churches were just doing a Facebook Live or, some churches are now doing, YouTube Live. But for the most part, we just kind of live streamed our services, but there was not a lot of care, interaction, dialogue, prayer, salvation, interactive moments during this. But I think moving forward for at least quite a while, we're going to need to continue to have that care where we're actually interacting, dialoguing with people, actually praying with people, creating more than just a live stream, but actually engaging in conversation, engaging with people at a higher level. And it's going to be tough, right? You're going to be tough. It's going to be real tough because you're going to have people that are live in the seats there, but it's probably going to be a significantly smaller amount than you're used to, right? It might be 25%, might be 40%, right? For the next few weeks, months, even. I don't know how long it's going to take to get to back to 100% capacity. That could take months, right? And so if you are not intentional about keeping that online community engaged, they may not come back, right? And so we need to make sure that we are engaging them online as we transition back to in person. The third thing that this digital or this online campus pastor does is it shares compelling digital content that's easy for people to share, right? Again, creating specifically online content that people can share. A friend of mine, Greg Rodell, who's been on the podcast, been on here before, is a pastor in a church down in San Diego. And he just put up this the other day. He said that two of the baristas from the Starbucks that he goes to told him, "Hey, I've been attending your church." They've never attended his church before, but two different baristas said, "I've been attending your church because people in your church held watch parties." That's it, right? People in his church are hosting watch parties. They're creating a digital community, and people that would really probably never step foot in the church are now attending the digital environment. So now imagine this barista probably works on a Sunday. Who knows? I don't know. I want to assume, but maybe works on a Sunday morning, maybe can't come physical to the location, but they've already said, "I'm attending your church digitally," right? And then all of a sudden we just cut that off, and all of a sudden it's a completely different environment than they're used to. I don't know that they're going to stick around. And so again, if we can create this online campus pastor, again, I've been suggesting, you guys have been watching these for a while, I've been suggesting that we really got to be thinking about this. But I know for a lot of you, you're thinking, "Gosh, I'm another staff member. I can't afford that right now." I don't know if we could afford it even before COVID, and definitely not right now. So what about this? What if you began to empower some of your volunteers? What if you empowered your youth pastor, maybe who doesn't have a specific online or Sunday morning responsibilities? What if we released and empowered some of the younger generation, right? We've been talking about that this generation are publishers. They don't want to consume information. They want to produce information, right? So what if we began to engage them in this conversation of what does it look like to be an online campus pastor, where you're our new front door, right? You're our new front door. Before people even drive on your property, they've already looked at your website. They've already watched services. They've already looked at your Facebook. So this has got to be an important part of who you are and what you're doing, is having this front door, this person that specifically focused in on creating a digital front door, engaging with people, caring for people online. And just like those baristas that joined your church through an online community, that they continue to get the same care moving forward as we navigate going back into person. And even if you can, I really would hope that even when you go forward, when we get into 2021, that you still have a high impact on creating engaging, connected online campus ministry. I think that this is going to be a game changer. Again, I've been saying that if you don't do this, it's going to be like being a flannel graph church. There are people going to walk in and say, you're a 2019 church, right? In 2025, you still don't have this going on. I think people are going to look back and say, yeah, that's a flannel graph church. Ah, yeah, that's a 1990s church, right? That's a 2019 church, because you didn't bridge the gap into the new world where people are engaging with you online far before they engage with you in person. So guys, consider it. I'll put the link to the white page in the comments below. Take a look at it. It's engaging. It really would hopefully engage some conversation with you about what would it look like to have online campus pastor? How would we do it? Who would do it? Can we raise up some volunteers to do that? Can we get maybe someone whose job isn't as busy on a Sunday morning, you could say? Maybe you're a receptionist, right? I don't know. Maybe you're a receptionist that answers the phone all week long. Now all of a sudden he got a role on Sunday morning, right? Maybe I don't know, some of these roles that maybe don't have a specific Sunday morning role, all of a sudden they can. Um, Also, you could outsource it. Okay, you can outsource some of these things. Maybe you're outsourcing some of your online content with Fiverr. I'll put the link to Fiverr, link down there that you can use to get some free services with the link that I'll provide. Maybe you outsource some of that. Maybe you get a part-time person who doesn't even go to your church, that oversees your online community. And I've been suggesting that, and that's been one of my suggestions, is that potentially this online campus pastor is somebody that doesn't even attend your physical location, because they truly would understand what your online presence looks like and feels like. And so again, really, let's engage this conversation of what an online campus pastor looks like. And if I can help you out, please let me know. Would love to continue this conversation about having an online presence moving forward, and specifically an online campus pastor. All right, have a great